More than 70 million Americans receive Social Security benefits every single month, many of which rely on this payment just to survive. That is how vital this payment is. But there's a big announcement later on this month, and we're going to talk about that in today's video. We're also going to talk about a new scam that's targeting Social Security recipients, and we're going to talk about what the Office of Budget and Management is talking about regarding the Trump administration and what they're trying to do. So we're going to break all that down in just a moment, explain what the cost of living adjustment is likely going to be, but why there's a huge problem with it. And no, you probably haven't actually heard this before. So I'll break that down in just a moment. But if you enjoy these updates on Social Security and what is happening with the entire program, go ahead, hit that like button, and now let's begin. Look at this right here. It says Social Security 2026 COLA announcement date set. Well, here's what happened. Normally, in a normal year, if the federal government didn't shut down, we would have seen the cost of living adjustment numbers. They would have been released on October 15th, just after our CPI report from the prior month. That didn't happen. Obviously, that was a couple of days ago. But what is happening is we now have a date set. Look at this. It says right here, originally scheduled for Wednesday, the 2024 Social Security COLA announcement, well, it's actually 2026, announcement will actually be October 24th. It's timed to the September Consumer Price Index, which also has not been released. But the Trump administration has said that they want this number out there, that the American people are waiting on this. Even though the benefit doesn't actually show up until January, they still say this is important so that people can plan and prepare for their upcoming increase. Again, it is going to be an increase. I want to show you something though. Look at this right here. Okay, this one. It says Social Security COLA increase for 2026 still uncertain after shutdown. Now, here's why it's such a big deal. This is going to come in at 2.7 to 2.8% according to reports. But it's the other reports that are a little bit scary. So here's the reports that are coming out. I just want to show it to you, kind of give you an idea here. It says, we weren't sure when the data would be released, yet on October 10th, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics announced that the September Consumer Price Index will be released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, October 24th. Now, it goes on to tell us what the projected amount's going to be. It says Social Security typically mails COLA notices for the next year throughout the entire month of December. The highest COLA increase for Social Security during the most recent bout of inflation was at 8.7% in 2023, and that helped out a lot of people. It says, but analysts are pegging the potential change in 2026 to around 2.7 to 2.8%. So obviously much lower than what it has been. However, it is still something, okay? Here's the concern. According to a new report, they indicate that this announcement, this cost of living adjustment announcement, will not be 100% correct because the government has been shut down, and we likely are not going to get all the data. That's what they're saying. That we could see a gap between what inflation was back in August, because again, we haven't got the September inflation report. That was supposed to come out just a few days ago. So we have August, that inflation report. We don't have September yet. It's going to be delayed. We'll get it at the end of October, so sometime this week. But actually the 24th. So in 6 days. Okay? But, and here's the concern, this is going to show delayed results. They're saying that right now with the federal government shut down, we're likely seeing people are spending less. Okay? So people are spending less, government shut down, parks are shut down, libraries are shut down, certain federal buildings are closed to the public. So all these things are shut down, which means, tourists probably not going to some of these locations, locals not going to some of these locations. Business is not as normal. So, there's going to be less spending. According to reports, that we are going to see a lower CPI report for the month of September, which is going to bring down the cost of living adjustment for 2026. It's not going to bring down a lot because, again, it goes off the third quarter of the previous year. So July, August, September. That's what it's going off of. We already have the prior 2 months. We're just waiting on September's reading. But the concern, according to experts, is we are going to see that number somewhat decline, which could mean we see a 2.6 to 2.7% cost of living adjustment. But then over the next 3 months, so October, November, and December, we could see that number shoot up. So your cost of living adjustment could be locked in at 2.6 to 2.7 to maybe 2.8%. But come January 1st, we could see inflation, closer to 4%. Again, that's just speculation. We're not there yet, but that's the concern. Okay? Just wanted to share that with you. Now, here's a couple other problems. I'll show you this one first. It says the Trump administration plans deep cuts to Social Security disability insurance, particularly for older workers. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details here, but according to reports, they're saying that we could see a cut of about 400,000 people. Okay? Not only that, they're saying that the reason why this is potentially happening and why the Trump administration is pushing for more changes is because Democrats are holding out to keep the government shut down. And every day we are shut down, it's hurting people more and more. So we'll see what happens from this. But here's the last thing I want to show you, and this again is extremely important. It says, think the Supreme Court sent you a letter? Social Security watchdog has a warning for you. It says right here, again, this is a scam. Do not fall for this. It says it looks official. A letter stamped with the U.S. Supreme Court seal, signed by Chief Justice John Roberts and Associate Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, warning that you're under investigation, but it's a scam. One designed to steal money from Social Security recipients. It says, the fake Supreme Court of the United States letter prompted on October 8th warning from the Social Security Administration Office of the Inspector General, cautioning the program's 75 million beneficiaries to be on alert if they receive a purported letter from the nation's highest court. While the warning didn't disclose how many Social Security recipients have been targeted by the fraud, the watchdog group said the hoax marks the evolution of government imposter scams, such as the decade-old scheme in which criminals pretend to be IRS officials, informing their target victims that they're under investigation for tax fraud. The threat of an IRS probe has long been used by scammers to scare individuals into providing money or private data such as the Social Security numbers. In this latest version of the same scheme, fraudsters are impersonating Supreme Court justices rather than IRS officials. The new scam relies on multiple points of contact with a fake letter followed by a text or call from the fraudsters, making it appear more authentic. Okay, it says right here, the fraudsters get very, very smart. They do the mailing, then they'll send you a text from the number they're going to use for the phone call saying, this is the Social Security Administration. We're going to be calling you from this number in a few seconds. Now, if you have a smartphone, which I think most people do, but if you have a smartphone and you get a call, sometimes the call says a possible scam, right, as their caller ID. Others, and this is why this is a very big deal, when they send a text saying that this is the Social Security Administration, according to the smartphone, what this then does is now it's supposed to be smart. So instead of saying possible scam or spam or whatever, what it says is possible Social Security Administration, because that is what they found in the text message prior to the phone call. That's where people are getting scammed, because then they think, oh, my iPhone says this is the Social Security Administration, must be true. Not necessarily. But I wanted to share that with you because, again, right now, people are, especially these scammers, are trying to find any way possible, and they target the weakest individuals. Unfortunately, and I'm not talking about physical strength, I'm talking about financially. Those that are down on their luck, don't have a lot of money, they normally fall for these scams a little more often because they're hoping that this is going to give them something. And here's the issue. When somebody has, let's say, $100 in their bank account, they're probably not too concerned that someone's going to steal that $100, okay? Because again, it's $100. Now, if somebody has $1 million in their bank account, they're probably a little more uneasy about providing any information to anybody over the phone. And so here's the thing. You will not just lose your $100 if that's all you had. You can go negative. You can go negative in your bank account, and that's what scammers are doing. They're taking all the money you have and putting your account into negative status, which then you will likely have to pay back. Okay? That is the concern right now. So I just wanted to share it with you because I know a lot of people are wondering what's going on with Social Security. When am I getting my increase? How much is it going to be? Okay, all these different questions. And with the government shutdown, again, they're probably not calling you. Okay? Actually, I know for a fact they're not calling you. If the Social Security is going to communicate with you, it will be on the Social Security portal through their website, or they will actually send you a physical letter. That's what you're going to get. So I'll leave you with that, but just know in 6 days on October 24th, that is next Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So or actually, 8:30. So 5:30 Eastern or Pacific Standard Time. That's when this new cost of living adjustment will come out. So the one thing I can promise you is next Friday. That will be probably the first video that I do of the day so that you know exactly how much you're going to get. So again, I will leave you with that. But if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Also, if you've been contacted with scammers about giving more information, let me know down in the comment section below. Give me some of the details so I can help spread that to others to make sure they're protected as well. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.